Quatre ans après avoir exposé au Maroc, il revient pour présenter ses œuvres dans la Ville Blanche. Du haut de ses 28 ans, il est aujourd'hui une star internationale du street art, connu notamment pour sa signature inspirée du célèbre jeu de Monopoly. Eh bien, il s'agit de Alec, Monopoly, et c'est notre invité du jour. Hi, Alec, Monopoly. Welcome to Morocco.
Thank you for having me.
Normally, we should be on the rooftop, but today we had no luck. It's raining, so we're going to make it here. First of all, I'm going to ask you, why are you wearing a bandana on your face? I guess it's because you want to hide from the cops or you want to stay anonymous?
Well, for me as a graffiti artist, I think it's very important to remain anonymous. So I have the freedom to paint in the street still, legally, and I think it's become part of my trademark. It's part of my persona, that people don't really know who I am. They're more focused on my artwork than myself as a person.
So you can have more freedom to do
exactly.
what you do. It's the second time you come to Morocco. The first was in 2012, and you had an exhibition in La Galerie 38, and now you come back for another exhibition in the same gallery. It's called Run Through the Money. What is it exactly about?
It's a culmination of a lot of different styles that I've been developing, and it's kind of almost a retrospective of my work that I've been doing in the streets in the past, 10 years of painting graffiti in the streets. It's really just all led up into this show, and I have a lot of new work, and it's very interesting to see some of the paintings that I painted in 2012 versus the ones that we're exhibiting tomorrow. So it's going to be interesting, and I'm excited for the Moroccan people to see it.
Have you noticed a difference in Morocco now that you come back? Because now we have a lot of graffitis on the walls. Have you noticed this evolution?
I noticed when I went to the Medina the other day, there was like a few murals, and it's funny, when I first got here, there was like barely any graffiti. You didn't see any pieces, and now you're starting to see pieces pop up with a lot of Moroccan influence in them, and they actually inspired me as well. So I don't know, I saw a mural with some character holding a Moroccan teacup and stuff like this, and it was inspiring for me to see that, because I made a Monopoly guy holding the Moroccan teacup, and I actually made like the teapot out of real gold on the painting, so it's a cool piece.
At what point you came with this idea of this character of Monopoly? How did it came up to you? When? Can you tell us about this?
So I first started painting the Monopoly guy in 2008 when the financial crisis was just hitting in America. So I was playing Monopoly, the game. I loved the game. I was playing with my girlfriend at the time, and we were watching the news, and this was just when the stock market had crashed, and like Wall Street was going nuts, and the economy was going down. So I thought it was just a kind of a joke to go out there and paint the Monopoly guy in the street, just an ironic thing to do. And it's crazy how it's brought my artwork, around the world. Now I've traveled the world painting the Monopoly guy.
In your work, you want to make people think about capitalism and consumerism and stuff. How do people respond to your work?
For me, I like to create work that brings smiles to people's faces. So I love, like, at the art shows, seeing the reactions of people when they're smiling, and seeing the different emotions that they bring. And I try to bring happiness and bright colors and, different characters, funny, like I use Richie Rich and Scrooge McDuck. So they're ironic characters that involve, the symbolism of wealth and prosperity, but at the same time, I'm using it as a way to, attack what's going on in the financial crisis.
As an American, I should ask you now about what's going on in America with Donald Trump do you think that he can win the election, the presidential elections?
You know, I try not to get too involved in politics, even though I'm very political in my work. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of Trump, so you know, I'm hoping he doesn't get elected.
What you do can actually be illegal. So have you had some problems with in the past with cops, or what is
Yeah.
your craziest experience?
Yeah, well, actually, my first art show I did was in New York City. Well, it wasn't my first art show. It was probably, I had done group shows before, but it was my first solo exhibition. And I was working in New York City, and I had a gallery space that was all my own. And as I was working on the gallery space, I was just tagging all over New York City. And ironically, the police followed the tags all the way to my studio. It was kind of like a trace back, and they surrounded my studio, and I was actually able to evade the police. I had to jump through a garbage thing and hide out and then climb out, and then they were chasing me. And it's funny, my manager was there. They came in, they were interrogating him, and I actually escaped and went back to LA. But then I came back to New York, maybe a month later, and I was still tagging, and they've gotten me numerous times. I've been arrested. It's a part of graffiti, you know. You go out and you know that you could be arrested that night.
And that's maybe what you like.
That's what I'm addicted to. I'm addicted to the rush of going out there, and if it was allowed, then everyone would do it, you know. So it takes a certain type of person and mindset to be able to break the law and, you know, go paint.
Have you tried to paint in Morocco?
Yeah, I've painted a couple walls here. You know, the weather it weathers the paint it gets weathered very quickly. So some of the walls I did in 2012 are you know, gone now because of, you know, the ocean and the eroding.
Where was it?
I painted all over, you know, somewhat. But I recently did you know, when I was at the art store, Dalb, I did a piece on the wall. It's fun painting here because people accept it, you know, like I just go up and ask as a shop owner, hey, can I paint on your wall? And he was so happy to have me paint on it. In America, they'd be like, what do you know, they'd be chasing me, so.
Well, thank you, Alec, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
See you next time.